firearm on it?
Yes, it does.
Could you please read that into the record?
Sure. It is P as in Papa, 920179.
Okay. And does it have a model type?
It does. It says High Point 380.
Thank you, sir. Those are all my questions.
Mr. Brooks? Thank you. Sir, have a seat. Chair. Pull my chair towards the microphone. You can speak into the microphone loud enough so that everyone can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Will you state your full name, please?
Dwayne Richard Johnson.
Will you spell your first name for us?
D-U-A-N-E.
All right. And where are you employed?
I'm employed by the United States Marshal Service.
What do you do for the Marshal Service?
I'm a senior inspector with the Florida Regional Fugitive Task Force.
Okay. How long have you been in law enforcement total?
I'm on my 27th year.
Wow. Let me take you back to February of 2017. Were you involved in trying to locate William Boyette and Mary Rice?
Yes, I was.
And as part of that attempt, did you go to Ms. Rice's residence on Cami Court?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Was that in Milton, Florida?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the approximate date?
I was there on the morning that they were apprehended, so I was there on the morning of February 7th.
Okay. When you went to Ms. Rice's home, did somebody meet you there?
Yes.
Who was that?
That was Miss Rice's mom.
Okay. And did Ms. Rice's mom let you in Ms. Rice's home?
Yes.
Okay. And did you look around?
We did.
Okay. Did you see anything of potential relevance?
We were there looking for stuff that would help us locate them, and when I was in there, I found a pistol box and a partial box of ammunition.
Okay. And you have in front of you State's Exhibit number 4. Is that the pistol box that you found in Miss Rice's home?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember where you found it?
In the kitchen area.
Did you remove that box from her home?
Yes.
Okay. Judge, at this time, I would move State's Exhibit 4 into evidence.
Any objections? No objection. State's Exhibit 4 will be admitted. Baby?
Yes.
Okay.
State calls Dwayne Johnson.
Ms. Ritchie, all in all, how many casings were you presented to review?
Total, I had 6 cartridge cases total.
Okay, and how many bullets?
6 total.
Okay, so you have a matching number of casings and bullets.
Yes.
And when you were presented those, they were labeled with presumably the victim's names, the case name. Is that correct? Is that how you were able to tell who they belong to?
Sometimes on the evidence description, they will say this came from so-and-so's body from this location. Sometimes I don't have that information. In this case, on our case tracking form, there is a section for victims, and on this particular item, the victim's name is not on this one.
Okay.
On 4 of these items, there is a name associated with the items.
Okay. In the Moore and Greer samples that you looked at, how many total rounds did you receive, casings and bullets did you receive for those cases?
I received 5 bullets and and 6 cartridge cases.
Okay. Nothing further, Your Honor.
8 special, and so a 38 special and the 38 caliber class are the same. The 38 caliber class could have come from that Rossi. One of the things I do in a bullet examination is I look at the number of lands and grooves that are on the bullet, so I count the number and I look at what direction they go, left or right. They are consistent with what the Rossi has, 6 right. I also will measure the lands and grooves to see if they are consistent with the firearm that I'm examining, and these bullets were consistent with that firearm. When I have bullets that I cannot say were from a specific gun, or if I get a case that doesn't have a gun, then I can take those class characteristics, the land and groove widths, the number of lands and grooves I have, the direction of twist, and the caliber class, and I can put it into a database to come up with a list of possible manufacturers, and Rossi was one of the possible manufacturers that I came up with.
Could you tell if those were consistent with your test fires as well?
They were consistent with the test fires, yes.
Okay. You also have, to your right, State's Exhibit number 82, which is Sheriff's Office 95, a projectile from Caleb Crocker.
Yes.
Did you examine that particular projectile?
Yes, I did.
And can you tell us what your finding was with that?
That bullet was identified as having been fired from the Rossi.
Did you also receive a Smith & Wesson revolver serial number A as an apple, E as an elephant, 100673?
Yes, I did.
And were any of the casings or bullets that you examined fired from that revolver?
No.
Those are my questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Brooks?
Or not, it was fired from the Rossi. 29 is number. It was not fired from the high point, and I could not identify whether it was fired from the Rossi. 30. Number 30 was not fired from the high point, and I could not identify whether it was fired from the Rossi or not. 31 was identified as having been fired from the high point, and number 32 was not fired from the high point, but I could not identify whether or not it was fired from the Rossi.
So 31 out of those 5, 31 was fired from the high point?
Yes.
Okay. And does that reflect a description of bullet from the chest of Greer?
Yes.
Okay. Then the other 4 were not fired from the high point, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, but you couldn't identify or eliminate them as being fired from the Rossi?
That is correct.
Okay. What can you tell us about those other 4 bullets, though?
The other 4 bullets are 38 caliber class, which means the caliber class is the nominal diameter of the bullet. There's a number of calibers that fall within that class. The Rossi is a 38
cartridge case.
A cartridge case is the item that holds a cartridge together, or a single live unit of ammunition. So the cartridge case is often